Hi everybody, Don the Mushroom Hunter, and I'm here in Portage County, Ohio, and just found some really interesting mushrooms. These are golden oyster mushrooms, Pleurotus citrinopileatus. And golden oyster mushrooms are similar to the oyster mushrooms, the white oyster mushrooms, white to gray, to brown oyster mushrooms that are indigenous to North America. These are technically not a native species. These are actually an Asian species that were brought here as cultivars. So these are cultivated and basically escaped into the wild. But they grow on hardwoods from spring through fall. They have the same shape as oyster mushrooms, so they have caps and gills. The gills run down the stems. They have white gills, just like other oyster mushrooms. They're in the same genus as oysters as well as the other oyster mushrooms. So again, very similar to what we sort of would have naturally growing here in North America. Oh, very fragrant. These have, yeah, I'm getting some sort of fruity notes. A little bit of anise, a little bit of almond, and then there's the mushroom as well. So, you get that kind of umami. There are quite a few little clusters growing along this log here, some of which are actually growing next to or on poison ivy, so I'm going to be careful about that. Again, these golden oyster mushrooms are really tasty. Now, I mentioned that they're not indigenous to North America. They're not necessarily considered to be invasive, at least not yet. I'm not sure that has been determined or if and when that will be determined. But there's an interesting website called Mushroom Observer, and they're trying to track these through as they move through North America. So if you ever find golden oyster mushrooms, actually any mushroom that you find that you're positive about, you can create an observation on Mushroom Observer. And for fairly rare mushrooms or for ones that are kind of moving into a specific area where they haven't been found, again, that's very useful for mycologists to sort of track the movement of these mushrooms. But yeah, these are this cluster here looks this is perfect. I mean, these are like perfect stage for harvesting. Like every other mushroom, basically, you want to get to them before the caps open up or upturn. So kind of when the caps are still, shaped like an upside down cup, that's great. As they upturn and unfold, they're getting more mature. They tend to be a little more, a little tough, maybe not quite as flavorful. So these are great. And there are a couple of other clusters through growing on this log here. Some are kind of small, so I'm going to let these go a couple more days. So right here is, there are several meals ready to go for these mushrooms in various stages of growth, which I think is pretty exciting. So anyway, yeah, golden oyster mushrooms, pretty easy to spot. I mean, bright yellow caps. They, I spotted these from 50 feet over that way. Again, pretty mushrooms. Gorgeous, grow in giant clusters like this, and really excited to throw these together in some stir fry tonight. Happy hunting!